Welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and today I'm going to be doing a solo review of one of my favorite games, The Settlers of Catan. Let's get into this. So first I want to tell you about the history behind the game. Not the history behind Mayfair and this great game that they've made, but my history and my connection to the game. You see, before I ever played The Settlers of Catan, all that I had ever played was like Monopoly and chess and checkers. And so that's what I thought board gaming was all about. But then my brother-in-law Marshall came over and put out this great board game in front of me, and my eyes were open to the wonderful world of gaming. So I got this for Christmas one year, and then I found out that there were expansions, and there were more expansions to the game, and I bought them all. I got addicted, and here I am now doing YouTube videos about board gaming, and it all started from this game. So to begin with, I want to talk about the components that came with the game. The components of the game are pretty great, I think. It came with these wonderful, nice wooden pieces that represent cities and settlements and little roads. It came with these nice little tiles that have the different pictures of the types of resources that are in the game, like brick and wood and sheep and ore and wheat. And they came with these little tokens that sit on top. The great thing about this game is that these hexes can be put in any combination, any way that you want to put them, and then these tokens can be put in any combination, so it really adds to the replayability because things might be totally different. On one game, all the wood might be over there, or the brick might be on the other side of the board where you are. And so I really like that. It comes with these little harbor pieces where you can trade resources at different ratios. It came with a couple dice, a wooden token to represent a robber. Came with some really nice resource cards, some development cards, a couple cards that come with the game for longest road and largest army. And then one of my favorite features are these little player A cards that I call recipe cards. And there's one for each player of the game. My biggest complaint would be the frame pieces that come with the game. What you actually see in front of you does not come with the game. This is an add-on that I bought off Kickstarter from some gentlemen that tried to fix the problem that is these frame pieces. These frames come with the board, and what happens is you set this up and it kind of turns into this large hexagon, and then you try to stuff all these terrain tiles inside this little frame. The problem is it doesn't really work well, and if you move a piece, then the whole board gets out of whack and you're trying to squish things back into place. It can be a real headache. And so I suggest you go online and maybe check out these guys, or you can also find large tables. There's a lot of solutions to the problem, but this has been my favorite so far, are these nice plastic boards. But anyways, that's the components of the game. So let me tell you a little bit about how the game plays. I'm not going to get into all the rules because there are a lot, and I probably wouldn't tell them that well, but I'm sure there are some other YouTube videos out there that would actually explain how to play the game. But let me give you a good understanding of how it works so you can see if this might be a game that would fit you. The way that Settlers works is on the turn, whoever's turn it is, will roll the dice. And then the dice that they roll, they'll take and add up whatever number it is that they rolled. And so on the board there are tokens that range from 2 to 12, which would be any combination of these two six-sided dice you'll find on the board. So in this particular instance, I rolled an 8. So I would look on the board and I'd say, where are the numbers 8? So here they are. There's 2 on the board for that number. And so I'd say whatever resource is underneath that number, the game is going to produce. So in this particular instance, it actually produced 2 sheep. And so whoever has a city or a settlement on that tile, like adjacent to that tile, is going to get that resource. And so that's how resources are produced in the games. You're going to go around the board and everybody rolls, and then if you have a city or settlement on that, then you get that resource. Then you have these little player aid cards that tell you what you can do with those resources. And it tells you, I call them recipe cards, because on one side it tells you what you can build, on the other side it tells you what resources you need. So for instance, if you're going to build a road, you need to have a brick and a wood. If you'd like to build a settlement, you need a brick, a wood, a wheat, and a sheep. And so that's basically how the game works, is you take turns rolling the dice, producing resources, and then trading those in to build things. The game ends when somebody reaches 10 victory points, and there's a few ways to get there. You get a point for every settlement, you get 2 points for every city, you can get 2 points if you have the longest road or the largest army. You can also buy what are called development cards, and inside this deck you might find things that give you victory points as well. So throughout the game, you're going to have to barter with people. You're going to have to trade things with people. There's no way, unless you're really, really lucky, that you're going to produce every single resource, so that forces you to have to deal with the other people in the game, and that's what makes the game fun. My overall opinion of Settlers is that it's not for everybody. The game can be slow at times, and if you're not in the right places to produce the right things and people aren't willing to trade with you, then it might make for a long night. But the reason I love the game so much is that you get to interact with the other people around the table. It's not that fast paced, so there's a lot of time to laugh and joke. And I love the fact that you get to produce these resources that in turn create these things that you need to win the game. And so there have been a lot of games where I've worked really hard to build my roads and get the longest road, so that would be 2 points, and then I'd build a settlement or a city, and that'd give me extra points. And so like in one move I could add an extra road tile and then build a settlement or a city, and then boom, I could win the game in one turn. And usually that's exactly how it works. You know, somebody kind of sneaks up on you and wins the game. And so I really like that. My opinion is that I love the Settlers of Catan, but now that I have some of the expansions, I actually don't prefer to play just the base game, but I actually love Settlers and Cities and Knights. And so my suggestion is buy the base game and see if you like it, and then if you do, then there's a lot of other options that you can buy that would make this game even better. At the end of our reviews, we always like to give you a simple dice review. So we say green dice means go buy it, the white dice means wait and think about it, and the red dice means avoid it, don't buy this game. I hope that you could tell that I'm the green dice guy, where I love this game and I say go buy it today. The only thing that I would say is if you don't like some games that might have some downtime or slow points, then this might not be the game for you. But overall, there's a reason that they've sold millions of copies of this game. It's because it's a solid game that has a lot of good interaction, and I think you'll probably like it. Stick around for the component pictures of this game, and we'll see you next time on the Board Game Closet.